Let's put it to the test. Let's do it.
Do you have any plans for the money?
A little more mustache grooming.
With a beard like that, all things are possible.
Yes. Well, Garrett, Davey, congratulations. The two of you guys are moving forward into round 3 of the competition, where we send you to your home forges to build one of these 2 weapons from our Forged in Fire vault. So, you've got the choice between anvil number 1 and anvil number 2. Pick your poison.
Well, I've been standing at anvil number 2 since this competition started. There's an old saying from Texas, you dance with the one that brung you. Number 2.
All right. And the weapon you'll be building in round 3 is the Pura Sword. Oh, Garrett, that means you've got the choice between the Pura Sword or this. The Qura Sword. So what's it gonna be?
Pura.
Doing the Pura as well.
Featured in Season 7 of Forged in Fire, the Pura is an ornate, versatile sword used by the Yakan tribe in the southern Philippines. The weapon's unique blade shape and long pommel proved to be challenging for both smiths, who were ultimately forced to start over on the 3rd day of their builds. Ultimately, one smith was unable to secure the mechanical connection to her handle in time, forcing the judges to issue a vote of no confidence due to safety concerns.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. To find out how lethal your weapons are according to its historic design, I'm going to take your weapon and deliver some lethal blows on whatever's behind the curtain. I'm going to find out how effective your weapons are, at the same time how they feel when I wield them. Garrett, you're first. You ready for this?
Yep.
Let's do this. All right, Garrett, let's talk about your Pura Sword here. Your handle construction, well done. Your edge is very sharp. It allows me to cut deeply and swing well with your weapon. Overall, sir, you will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Davey, are you set, sir? You're next.
Yes, sir.
All right, Davey, let's talk about your Pura Sword here. First up in your design, it's a very forward-heavy weapon. As you can see just by looking at the spine, it's thick here and it tapers down to the guard. Now your edge is sharp. With a forward weight, it chops into the pig carcass, but slicing, not quite, because you have to control the weight of the weapon. But it will kill.
Yeah, it will.
Gentlemen, you know what time it is. The mystery strength test. Now, these strength tests are not concerned about what your blades do to the target, more what that target does to your blades. Garrett, you're up first. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Damn. The guard, the weld.
All right, yeah, you drop
We're
welded. Yeah.
So Garrett, right off, I liked the feel of the weapon. The balance was nice, the weight was nice. I had no issues. Looking at that break your grain structure is beautiful. All I can really say is that that tang is a little on the lean side, and maybe that where this married up, there was just enough movement in there that it allowed it to blow apart as opposed to being tight and held together.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely felt like a nice weapon.
Thank you.
Garrett, that is painful to see, man. But you are not out of the fight yet. Davey, your blade has to survive one strike on this brutal test, and if you do, you win. Dave?
I did not want to see Garrett's blade destroyed. I am really nervous now, because he's going to go up there and try to break my sword. Anything can happen at this point.
All right, Davey. Man, there's a lot of weapon here. Your grinds are beautiful. I think your handle's beautiful and comfortable. There's no edge damage on this at all.
Awesome.
I would not run my finger down this blade. You nailed the heat treat on that. Good job.
Thank you.
Well, Davey, the bell is rung, and you survived it, man. Congratulations. Garrett, we hate to see this happen. We always want to see more testing done, but unfortunately, your blade did break during the testing. We can't continue. For that reason, today, you are not the Forge and Fire champion. I want to say thank you for coming out. I have to ask you to please leave the Forge, man.
Thanks.
Thank you, Garrett.
Davey, your blade survived the test, and that makes you the Forge and Fire champion. You're gonna be leaving here with a check for $10,000, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have any plans for the money?
A little more mustache grooming stuff. I am so elated right now. Thank you so much. Knowing where my journey started, when I didn't know anything about swinging hammers and forging metal. Dad, I'm the new Forged and Fire champion. I'm coming home a winner.
The Tabar Shishpar.
The Tabar Shishpar is an extremely rare weapon that was used by mounted warriors in India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan during the 16 and 1700s. The combination of two deadly weapons, the Tabar's axe was sharp and lethal, while the Shishpar's mace was just as dangerous, using blunt force to take down opponents. The mace could also contain up to 8 flanges that were able to penetrate shields and bash through armor, making this brutal weapon a force to be reckoned with.
Bladesmiths, the Tabar Shishpar is one weapon with multiple personalities. To see what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I will take your Tabar Shishpar and use both ends to deliver killing blows on this ballistics dummy. Mark, you're up first. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's see it.
Let's do this. Well, Mark, it is sharp. That chopped right into the chest cavity, breaking a bone. This axe dug in and gutted him. Your mace definitely will crush. You can see the breaking bones inside. Your weapon will kill.
Thank you.
Chris, you ready?
I am.
Let's do this. Oh my gosh. Into the lung, into the heart. Your mace definitely penetrated through the skull. Bones are broken. I don't think it's gonna end well. Your weapon is heavy, and I'm not a fan of heavy weapons, only because you have to carry it to battle. But overall, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, this is the sharpness test. The Tabar only has one sharp area, which is the axe head. So I'll strike into the side of beef 6 times with each of your axes. Mark, you're up first. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your weapon's nice and light for a weapon that looks as heavy as this is. You can see that this just went right through the ribs. This is definitely a cutter. Good job.
Thank you.
Chris, you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, right off, the weight difference I mean, this thing hits like a ton. These hooks tear meat coming out the back way. Your edge, there's no damage that I can feel. It's heavy, but it does a hell of a lot of damage. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, this is the strength test. Now, to test the strength and durability of your Tabar Shishpars, I'll be using all parts of it to strike this suit of armor. Mark, you're up. You ready?
Yes, I am. Let's see it.
Edge is still perfect. No chips, no rolling. Well, the hammer gave that armor a nice dent, didn't take any damage. Mace is fine. The guy inside there was not happy. All right, Chris, you ready for this?
Don't hold back.
I'm not gonna. This is a heavy weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, I can control it, but I don't have any rebound. And you got just the smallest bit of edge deformation here. Other than that, mace is a devastator. You made a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
I hope the judges appreciate the devastation my weapon's capable of bringing. It's hard to say who's gonna win.
Bladesmiths, the judges' deliberation is complete, and there can only be one Forged in Fire champion, and that champion is Mark. Congratulations, you are the Forged in Fire champion.
Thank you. Good job, buddy.
Thanks. Chris, your blade did not make the cut. Please surrender your weapon.
I just...
Mark, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000. Good job. How do you feel right now?
I feel great. Chris, a hell of an opponent. I'm glad it went to the very end. I wanted to see a real competition.
Mark, please present your weapon to the judges and shake our hands.
I won. I am the champion. Whew. Unbelievable. I just won $10,000. My wife and I, we made a deal. She gets $9,000, and I get $1,000. So, congratulations, dear.
Rich, Matt, you've made it to the Forged in Fire final. So far, we've asked you to design and produce a weapon of your own choosing. To claim the Forged in Fire crown, you must design and forge our mystery weapon, one of the most famous and revered weapons from history. The Japanese Katana. The katana is the traditional weapon of the samurai, the noble class of warriors in feudal Japan since around 800 AD. The katana was formed from hundreds of thin layers of the purest steel available. The quicker draw of the sword was well suited to combat where life versus death depended on the weapon you carried into battle. Over the centuries, the katana has taken on many mythical properties in legend and culture, from an ability to slice through other swords to splitting a hair. And it is the sword of choice for characters in mega hits like Kill Bill and The Walking Dead. To measure how your blades stand up against flesh, Doug will cut through these fish.
Rich, yours is up. Let's put it to the test. Nice. It will cut. Yes, it will. It felt good in the slice. Good. But the recovery was a little heavier, but it still felt like it'll give me a close shave. Good job. Okay, Matt, you're up next. Are you ready?
Yep. It doesn't cut. And I'm a little confused by that. I don't know why it didn't cut.
It's got a very good feel to it. It's very light. It's got a very nice balance to it. And it'll cut.
Now for the kill test.
In this, we have a ballistics dummy that pretty much simulates the human form, organs, and tissues. The katana traditionally has a razor-sharp edge. That allows me to find the gaps in between the armor. I'm gonna try that with your blade to see how well it does. Rich, you're up first. Let's take a look at the damage. Oh. The thrust and the slice went all the way into the internal organs in here. And the kill shot went deep all the way into the liver. I think on the kill test, this will kill. Okay, Matt, you're up. Definitely through the laceration, he's disemboweled here. A nice big puncture in here. That definitely will get the liver. I think it's past the kill test.
You've both obviously brought deadly implements of war here. But now, it's time to lock and load, gentlemen, because for the strength test, we're leaving the forge, and we're heading to the gun range.
What?
All right, gentlemen, this is the final test for the Forged in Fire Championship. It's the strength test. Your weapons will be tested on their ability to split a bullet. Your swords are gonna be locked into a vise. Then we're gonna fire a bullet at your blade. All right, Matt, you ready?
Break it.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Well, Matt, your sword split a bullet. There's no damage on the edge at all. Held up extremely well. That is a real, true sign of your craftsmanship.
Thank you.
Very well done. All right, Rich, you're up next.
When I look at him set the gun up and get ready to shoot that blade, there's a little bit of doubt in the back of my mind thinking it may not survive this.
3, 2, 1, engage. Nice!
Oh, yeah! Sweet.
Wow.
That is
Definitely gonna
outrageous.
split there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a split.
I like
That
it.
blade didn't even move.
It splits the bullet. I couldn't have been happier.
There's no mark on the blade at all. Held up perfectly. No chipping.
Gotta like
Everything
that.
looks great.
Thank you.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You should be proud of the work that you've done, which only makes the judge's decision that much harder. We'll see you back at the forge. Matt, Rich, in just 5 days, you have both forged elegant and lethal Japanese katanas. But in this competition, there can only be one winner of $10,000. Matt, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Congratulations.
Good job, dude.
Rich, you did not make the cut.
I wish you had done a little bit more finish work. You let the handle get a little bit skinny. And it was almost the same proportions on each side, so I know you ran into a time constraint, but it did split a bullet, and that's truly something to be proud of.
I feel a little disappointed, but the better bladesmith won.
Well, Matt, congratulations. You are the Forge and Fire champion. You're going to claim a $10,000 check. How do you feel?
This is awesome.
Your blade is beautiful. Not only is it beautiful, but it's fast. It cuts so cleanly through the fish. And on the ballistic dummies, I just disemboweled it for the kill test. Great job.
Blade aside, I was really impressed with your handle setup. Symmetrically, it was correct. We get good control, good grip on it. Very nicely done.
This is such a rush. I want to drive home and kiss my son. I'm the Forge and Fire champion.
Deerhorn knives.
Whoa.
Deerhorn knives are distinctive double-bladed weapons used as an extension of the body to counter and disarm opponents. The knives are unique to the 19th century martial art form Bagua Zhang. Students of this discipline train with the weapon in both hands to master techniques in slashing and seizing. Easily concealed in traditional Chinese garb, these mighty knives can be swiftly brandished to catch an opponent off guard and deliver deadly cuts with 4 horn-shaped points. The weapons are notably employed in the film Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
To see how lethal your weapon is, I will deliver multiple slashes and thrusts on this pig carcass. Steve, you're up first. You ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do this.
Whoa.
Well, Steve, you know, I was surprised being that you only have a scale on one side for the handle and none on the other. It is a rustic look, but nonetheless, it is actually comfortable to hold on to. Your tips over there, sharp enough to cut, easy to thrust with the bottom and deliver a slice at the same time. Overall, your weapon will kill.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you're next. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Nick, your weapon is very sharp. Grabbing your handle, it feels smooth with both scales in there. The angles you have really lacerate deeply. And overall, your weapon will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
Next up is a sharpness test. To see how sharp your weapons are, I will take your weapons and deliver multiple slashes and stabs on this ballistic bag. The bag is outfitted with 2 posts, which simulates blocks or blows from pole weapons these knives will encounter in battle. Steve, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Well, Steve, the points are sharp. They lacerate cleanly. It feels good in the hand. I can maneuver. This, sir, will cut.
Thank you.
Nick, you're up next. You ready?
Yeah. I'm pretty confident mine can do at least that well. Probably better because my points are more pointier.
Well, Nick, you can see that it penetrates deep, the angles you have them in, and lacerates out. They're comfortable in the hand, and your blades will cut.
Thank you.
Next up is a strength test. Dave?
To test the strength of your weapons, we're going to clamp them into our contraption back here. Once triggered, a staff will strike the center section of each of the blades, one time with a force of 2,000 pounds, simulating the kind of attacks these weapons could historically encounter in combat. Steve, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, well, Steve, I don't see any damage, any rolling of the edge, so they held up beautifully.
That's great.
Nick?
Just waiting for it,
In 1, 2, 3.
And it broke the stick.
3, 2, 1.
And it broke the stick again.
All right, well, first off, let's remember that the test wasn't about breaking sticks. It was more about how your blade reacts to being hit by that stick. There is no damage whatsoever. This is still a razor blade.
Oh,
Nicely done it.
Thank you.
Well, you've both done commendable work, but there can only be one Forged in Fire champion in this competition. Nick, congratulations, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Steve, it's that time. Please surrender your weapons.
Congratulations. I'm not surprised at the result. There is a natural energy that guides all of us throughout our lives, and this is how everything naturally unfolded. Unfortunately, it didn't go my way this time, but I'll be back.
Nick, congratulations. You're the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000. How do you feel?
Pretty darn good.
Awesome. Good job, brother.
That's me. That's me, the Nick. That's me. I won. I'm going to hug my wife when I get home, and then I'm going to hug my kitty cat. If any of you other bladesmiths out there are thinking about it, I say do it. Try not to have a cold when you do it, though. Ah!
The Partisan.
The Partisan was a late Renaissance-era polearm used by European armies up until the early 19th century. Roughly 6 feet long, Partisans featured a large blade with a strong medial ridge and razor edge, making it as lethal a slasher as it was a thruster. The weapon also contained 2 upturned branches flared from the base of the blade, which helped the user parry and even control an opponent's weapon at a distance. With the onset of firearms, polearms lost practical use and mostly disappeared from combat. However, the Partisan lives on today as an ornate ceremonial weapon and is standard fashion for the yeomen of the guard, the bodyguards to the British monarchs.
Bladesmiths, this is the kill test. To test the lethality of your weapon, I will deliver killing blows on this ballistics dummy. Fill you up first. You ready for this?
Yes, sir, man. Let's do it. Going into this test, my heart's starting to pump a little faster. Doug's hopefully just going to destroy this ballistics dummy.
All right, Phil. The design you have here is scary. That's a very thick spine you have. The edges are sharp. As you can see, very deadly. The one thing about this is that it's heavy. That is something to take into account when you're carrying something like this into battle and you gotta move multiple times. But more importantly, your weapon will kill.
Thank you, sir.
All right, John, your turn. You ready?
Let's do it. I'm feeling good about the kill test. I know my blade is sharp, and I think it'll cut really well.
Pushed out a rib. All right, John, I love the feel of the blade. You can really fight with it because it's lighter. Your blade also is very slim, that it penetrates in there when there's no resistance, even enough to push out a rib. More important, I love the balance, I love the feel, and it will kill.
Thank you, sir.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for the strength test, the pike push and armor stab. Now, the Partisan was often used in castle or in city defense. So to test the overall strength and construction of your blades, I'll be pushing against these pikes with the blade and then stabbing into the armor. Now, this test is not about what your weapons do to the targets. It's about what those targets are going to do to your weapons. Philip, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Philip, this thing is a beast. The weight, the shape of your tip really makes it a good penetrating weapon. The issue I have is the Partisan was a standoff weapon. Got to be able to control it. And at full extension, that weight's hard to control. I like the fact that you have this high medial ridge. I like your design. My only issue is the weight. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
John, you ready?
Let's do it. I am a little bit worried about the blade going into the strength test. You know, stabbing into armor with the blade being as thin as it is. Hopefully it holds up.
Okay, John, the weapon is light, it's well balanced. I really like that. Issue I have is down here. It looks as if this is the thinnest spot. Now you've got a differential heat treat. You can actually see those lines. And that soft core, it may be what's affecting this blade. So as soon as I stabbed in and it locked up, that blade went. With this bend, it's not safe to test this blade anymore. It's gonna keep on bending and it's gonna get harder and harder to control.
John, your blade has suffered a significant deformation in the course of our strength testing. It's received a vote of no confidence from the judges. I have to ask you to please leave the forge.
I completely agree with the judge's decision. With the way that blade bent, I wouldn't be comfortable testing it either.
Good job. Awesome job, man. Seriously.
Even though I'm not a Forged in Fire champion, I am proud of the work I turned in. Bill, congratulations, brother. You did a great job, and I'm happy for you.
Philip, you are the new Forged in Fire champion. That's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job.
I just won Forged in the Fire. John, you're an awesome dude, an amazing competitor. The sense of joy and accomplishment, knowing my daughter is going to see, there's so many emotions right now. I'm overwhelmed. I'm trying to hold back tears, man. I'm taking it home to Texas.
Well, Sean, Ron, congratulations. Your hard work has paid off, and you are both moving forward into the third and final round of this competition. Now, at this point, you get to go back to your home forges for 4 days, using your tools and your electricity to build this. The Sword of Mercy.
The Sword of Mercy, also known as Katana, has been used as a coronation sword since the Middle Ages. The ceremonial blade is defined by its squared blunted tip. Legend has it the sword was broken off by an angel to prevent a wrongful killing and therefore symbolizes the mercy it's named for. To this day, this benevolent blade is one of the crown jewels of the United Kingdom and is still in use in coronations of kings and queens today, although even commoners can see it on display in the Jewel House at the Tower of London.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the keel test. Ron, you're up first. You ready for this?
Make some pork chops.
All right, Ron, let's talk about your Sword of Mercy here. These are sharp chops. Each cut was very deep, followed by the nice weight that's backing up the sword. It cuts deep into this big carcass. And of course, as you can see, it's easy to wield and follow through and control your weapon. Overall, sir, your weapon, it'll kill. Yeah. All right, Sean, your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
I'm pretty nervous. I know that these picks can be pretty gnarly to blades, so I'm just hoping that mine goes clean through.
All right, Sean, let's talk about your Sword of Mercy here. I'm able to hold on to it. I can tell where the edge is, but your blade, sir, is not very sharp. As you can see in the first cuts right there, it's more from blunt force trauma. But as you can see with the first 6 inches here, you have some spots that are sharp, and that, sir, is what made your blade Heal.
Bladesmiths, welcome to our strength test. It's a throne chop. Ron, you're up first. You look excited.
Oh yeah, let's overthrow monarchy.
Let's do it. All right, Ron, good job. Edges are still razor sharp. But that shockwave's traveling all the way down this blade, and your guard's loose now. But it was comfortable in the hand. Good job.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean, how you feeling?
Awful.
Let's hope you feel better in a few minutes.
Let's hope.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Sean, it's all in one piece. Gotta be proud of that. Your blade is still straight this way, not this way. Your handle is not loose, but it's definitely separated from the base of the handle now. But, like I said, it's still in one piece. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
All right, bladesmiths, now it's time to find out just how sharp your weapons are. This is a sharpness test, the tapestry slice. Ron, you're up first. You ready?
Oh yeah, let's make it pretty.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you.
All right, Ron, first up, it is loose, but it did not affect my test. Overall, sir, your edge, you will cut.
Awesome.
All right, Sean, your turn. So you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. All right, Sean, around this area right here, you have some sharp edges. So you can see in the first cut here in this tapestry, it cut in. But when I'm dragging through, it just stops its cut. But it still did cut, so it'll cut.
Thank you, sir.
Well, bladesmiths, this has been a good competition right from the very beginning. But as you know, only one of you guys can leave here with the title of Forged and Fire Champion, carrying a check for $10,000. Now, our judges discussed your blades, and I'm not going to leave you in the dark any longer. Today's Forged and Fire Champion is Ron. Congratulations. Now, Sean, you fought hard. You're a talented smith, but unfortunately, your blade did not make the cut. I'm going to have to ask you to please step off the forge floor.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank you.
Good job, Sean.
Good job.
I thought that the whole thing was sharp, and I guess I was wrong. I'm definitely gonna go home, bust out a bunch of knives, and make sure all those suckers are sharp as hell.
Well, Ron, congratulations. That makes you the Forged and Fire Champion, man, and you got a check for $10,000. Congratulations.
I'm so proud. I would encourage anyone to come and try this experience. It doesn't matter whether you're new to bladesmithing or you're a seasoned veteran. If I can do it at 50, you can do it at 25.
The Qinglong Ji. The Qinglong Ji is a Chinese polearm made famous during the Han Dynasty in the 2nd century. Over 6 feet long, the Qinglong Ji featured a fierce point for stabbing and slashing, The crescent of the weapon was equally dangerous and could be employed to dismount oncoming cavalry or tear away enemy shields. A skilled user could also use the crescent portion to ward off enemy attacks. However, the Qinglong Ji was at its deadliest when employed in mass, creating a terrifying spear wall that kept foes at a distance. The Qinglong Ji is the famed weapon of Lu Bu, legendary warrior featured in the television series Three Kingdoms.
To find out what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I will inflict lethal cuts and thrusts on both these ballistics dummies. Jason, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
All right, Jason, this weapon is fast, it's maneuverable. Your tip here is sharp enough to penetrate and lacerate on the way out. The only one issue here is that it did pick up a bend, but overall, your weapon, sir, will kill.
Thanks.
All right, Spicy Mike, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
That's awesome.
Did I do that? Spicy Mike, your Qinglong Ji, it's wide enough to break bone as I was thrusting into the chest cavity. It's a light, fast weapon, and most importantly, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, now it's my turn, the strength test. To test the strength and overall construction of your Qinglong Jis, I will be using the crescent part of the blade to try to break off these spears. Then it's onto the drum stab using the front edge of that blade. Now remember, this test is not about what your blades do to the target, but what these targets can do to your blades. All right, Jason, you're up. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Jason, well, this has got some serious heft to it. That bend didn't change any. What I do like to see is the fact that your edges are just fine. This is a strong weapon, definitely did what it's supposed to do. So good job.
Thank you.
All right, Michael, you ready?
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, well, your weapon is still in one piece. It's still sharp. It didn't lose any of that blade at all. So well done. Good weapon.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, this is the sharpness test, the banner raise. Using the crescent's edge, I will cut the rope, thereby raising the banner. Then I will test your flamberge by slicing on the banner. Jason, you're first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
Neat.
All right, Jason, your crescent blade is very sharp. It cut cleanly through the rope, one and done. The edges of your flamberge are sharp, the tip easily pierced it and sliced all the way down. Overall, sir, your weapon will cut. All right, Michael, your turn. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. All right, Mike, on your crescent blade, the edge is sharp. Your flamberge over here, the point is sharp, the edges are sharp. It was very easy to slide down. Overall, sir, your weapon will cut.
Jason, Michael, you guys brought us exactly what we asked for. There's some high-performance finale weapons. They're both fantastic. But unfortunately, there can only be one Forged and Fire champion. Mike, you are the new Forged and Fire champion. Jason, unfortunately, your weapon did not make the cut.
You guys both brought us great weapons. But Jason, during the kill test, your weapon developed a bend, and that's a structural issue. That's why we're gonna send you home.
Yes, sir.
Jason, please surrender your blade.
I didn't come in here to finish second. I mean, honestly, I'm disappointed, but I gained a lot through this process.
Spicy Mike, congratulations. You are our new Forged and Fire champion, and that is a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, man.
This is like the proudest moment of my entire life.
Well, congratulations, man. You did some fantastic work. Please present your blade to our judges.
I won. I'm just this crazy guy with a weird nickname from the middle of nowhere, but I did it. What do I do? Where do I go?
Go get money.
Okay. I gotta get some stuff paid off, but after that, I gotta think about it. Ah!